One of the trickiest parts of running a PC company is actually shipping the computers, because objectively, you're not going to be able to sell them all in person. And especially if you have just one PC which you're selling, you have to be worried about how to ship it safely. Because couriers, nowadays, guys, they treat your packages as if they were tennis balls that they have to hit very hard. So with that said, here we are with a full guide with testing on how to safely package your gaming PC for shipping. Now, guess for today, okay, we have a wannabe courier, a 5-foot-tall girl on an electric bike, and it's a DYU electric bike, like state-of-the-art, top-of-the-line, $600 electric bike, which they shipped to me, and they told me to make a video on it, but I told them, hey, I don't have an e-bike review channel, so I'm gonna just use it for one of my videos. So today, this girl you're seeing right now is gonna drag our PC after being packaged around the block for half an hour, and we'll see if the PC is gonna turn on after, because this is realistic way on how they're gonna handle your PC, okay? So with that said, let's get started. Now we have two main scenarios, and I hope you are in the first. So the first case is if you have the packaging from the case, in which case you're gonna put everything into it. So basically, the whole PC build, you're gonna repackage it as if it was the case, and just put some extra packaging into it, as I will show you right now. The worst case is gonna be if you don't have a proper package, but we're gonna show you that with a pretty weird PC build, so we can cover also the strange parts. I'm gonna also show you on a regular PC build what to take a look at, but let's go in order. So first of all, I'm gonna show you how to prepare the actual package, and then we will package the inside of the PC. Now this is your PC, and you basically have to slot this into the box, but there's gonna be some empty space here where they can hit the glass in your case. So over here, but on the bottom, you want to put some extra paper. Now, if you live a life of luxury, you may have one of those, but we don't expect you to. So if you do, okay, just measure it, cut it precisely, and put double. But if you don't, some regular paper is also fine. You just want it to be leveled up to this, at which point you just flip it over and put it inside. So you put it over here like this, and then you flip on top of it the box. And here we are. You now want to fill up the sides and the top part in the same way. So again, if you have these, you can just slot them in. Or if you don't, just use this, but make sure you put a lot. Cover it all up on top as well, and then close your package, and you're gonna be good. However, if you don't have this, let's see what you can do. So we need to find a box that's big enough for our PC. It's better to go oversized, but really the smaller possible is gonna be the best. So in our case, we have this PC, which is very small, but we are going with a relatively larger box, which is not ideal, but here's how we do it. You first wanna basically make the bottom to be as soft as possible. So just throw some paper on it. Yes, this is actually how I do it professionally, by the way. I know, but you're watching ImWateringPSUs, guys, what were you expecting? At which point, you just place the PC on top of it and block it on the sides. Now, if you're using soft materials, it doesn't matter what they're touching. That's why I chose a PC with an exposed fan, because even the exposed fan is not gonna get damaged if you do this. But it's very important to use soft materials. Don't use like hard cardboard or stuff like that, because it may not be the best. At this point, you want to cover up the top as well. And now by adjusting it a bit more, we can successfully close it up. And this is how you basically make a package. However, this is not going to save your PC, because the most important part is going to be blocking the stuff inside of the PC. Let me show you how. You want to pop off the side panel and get to the actual inside of the PC. Now this one is what you would call a mess. So this is not a good example, but that's why we're using it. So there are mostly two things you need to worry about. So if you have an air cooler and if you have a GPU, both of which need to be locked because they tend to break. You are also going to have issues with hard drives, but hard drives, I expect your case to have some kind of vibration dampening, and even there you should probably put some extra padding around it. So we're going to focus on GPU and cooler. Now your GPU locks onto the case by two screws over here. What you want to worry about is the GPU not doing this, but also the GPU not coming off, because they may flip your package, if it makes sense. So what we want to do is fill the gaps in between the GPU and the actual air cooler, if you have it. And if you have an air cooler, I'm going to show you guys a few tips also later. So in this case, we would go right in between them to fill out the gaps. And with the part that remains, you want to place it on top. Why do you want to place it on top? Because you want the side panel to basically lock the GPU into place, and by compressing the soft material, it's going to prevent it from moving. As you can see, if I'm pushing, even if I move it, it's not moving. So this is the key part, the actual trick, is compressing everything. Even though it may seem like too much, that's the trick. And that's also what you want to do on your air cooler. If you have a water cooler, you have nothing to worry about. But if you do have an air cooler, you need to put some paper on top of it as well, and make sure the side panel compresses it. It's very, very important. This is not all yet, because the last thing which we want to do is place some padding on the bottom of the GPU. Now, I know it has fans, but they're not spinning. So you want to put this so that it locks onto the bottom panel of the case. So if your GPU is going to be here, you want the padding to go from the bottom panel to the GPU, so there is no space. You then have compression from the side, and when you finally close everything, it's going to be just locked, tucked in place. At which point you can do either one of the two kind of packaging which we showed you guys before. So this is what a packaged PC looks like, and as you can see, it's going out, but it's because now the compression from the side panel is going to make it really safe for transportation. So just lock it in, and we can now put it into the actual package. We are now closing it, the PC is fully submerged, and by the way, you also want to put a lot of duct tape on the outside. Now generally, the bare minimum you can do is go around the edges, do at least 2 or 3 center ones and 2 on the sides. I'm doing just 1 because I want to see if it explodes on the road, but just place some more duct tape over here. Now it's taking me longer to actually find how to connect this to the bike than it has taken me to actually build the bike, which actually came pretty much pre-built and it's foldable. But you may think you're gonna be lame and put it here, but that's not what is gonna happen, guys. We're starting, by the way. We're gonna just put it here, lock it out, probably there, and see how much it can pull. By the way, this literally gets turned on via a button, and then it also has gears. So we're gonna go all the way to 7th gear to achieve maximum front-end speed and maximum destruction of the computer. Okay, so guys, here's the setup. So we have the package, the bike, and our test subject. Very happy to be here. Am I right? Okay guys, let's run it. The acceleration is crazy. Now for good measure, okay, so as you can see, it has been through some, but let's see how the PC is, okay? So now we are testing out if it still works. So as you can see, the inside is pretty intact. Now you want to tell your buyer to double check, of course, and to remove the packaging before closing it, because if not, it's gonna break it. And if there is anything wrong, it's better they tell you before turning the PC on. So let's see if it still boots. And as you can see, it's working as well as it was before. I have to admit, I kind of got scared for a little because that bike goes way too fast. Like the fact you have the little button instead of just pedaling, and so anyone can go like to 50 kilometers per hour in a random electric bike is kind of crazy. I wonder if we can like overclock it, make it go even faster. But with that said, yeah guys, if you're looking for an electric bike and you want to try to destroy PCs, I think the DYU may be a good buy for you guys. Let me know what you think about down below. But more importantly, and back on the topic, let me know if you have any tips for packaging the PCs better than I did. I know some people use expanding materials where they just place it inside and it does all the work for them. But I find we have to reduce costs, so it's just some paper, it's gonna work fine. And also if you're buying components for PCs, they're gonna come packaged, so you can just steal the packaging to use for your shipping, so it's not really an issue. in my personal opinion, of course, but I want to hear what you guys think. And with that said, if you like this video, a bit weirder one, drop a like and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys in another video. Bye bye.